Hello, ladies and gentlemen, business owners, and my fellow citizens. This is Daryl Guberman, CEO of Guberman PMC LLC, a quality consulting firm here in Connecticut. Been open now going on 13 years as of August of this year, 2024. Today, this video goes to Mr. David Calhoun and the board members at Boeing. You have David Calhoun, who's been on board with Boeing since 2009, when the FAA made them a regulator. Yes, Boeing is a regulator. As of 2009, we have the documentation. I showed it. A lot of it, all of it is going to be down below the description. If you need any information, please do not hesitate to contact me at 203-556-1493. We've offered our services to Boeing. We've also offered our services. We've even sent them information to the lawyers of Alaska Air. The only problem, and this is the caveat to that, ladies and gentlemen of Alaska Air, who are suing that company, just know this, okay? Just know this, that that your attorney, because they're members of the American Bar Association, and the American National Standards Institute, and the American National Crediting Board, all play together in one big happy playpen. I have all the data. So you have to be very careful and tread lightly. I really mean that. Today, this video, once again, is QA expert Daryl Guberman gives a stern warning to Boeing's CEO, David Calhoun. Disaster on your watch. I am going to be reading you a poem from Edward Guest. It's a great poem. But before I do this, I want to let you know that David Calhoun, as I said, has been on board since 2009. The simple word, the term escapes. Escape is a rejection. But in the aerospace industry, they've come up with escapes because it sounds a little bit less to the ear for the public to understand it even. Escapes is a rejection. When interviewed by CNBC, David Calhoun, I will give you the interlude and then I'm going to play his actual audio file. Then I'm going to read you this very insightful poem that's directed at this guy, David Calhoun. CNBC. How did an unsafe airplane fly in the first place? David Calhoun. Boeing. Because a quality escape occurred. Because a quality escape had occurred. CNBC. Can you explain what is a quality escape? I think that is a description of what people are finding in their inspections on anything that potentially contributes to an accident. Well, we're going to continue, ladies and gentlemen, but I want to play for you his actual interview with CNBC because I think it is absolutely deplorable what is going on.
An unsafe airplane fly in the first place?
Because a quality escape occurred.
Can you explain what that means? What is a quality escape?
I think that's the description of what people are finding in their inspections. Anything that could potentially contribute to an accident.
Dave Calhoun was quick to take responsibility, saying Boeing is accountable. But when pressed on exactly what had taken place, had an odd response.
How did an unsafe airplane fly in the first place?
Because a quality escape occurred.
Can you explain what that means? What is a quality escape?
I think that's the description of what people are finding in their inspections. Anything that could potentially contribute to an accident.
Inspections, they have decimated inspection at Boeing. And remember this, they are an FAA regulator, so no matter what they tell you, like David Calhoun, after the Alaskan Air issue, he said, our regulators come here with some robust inspections for the aircraft. If he was proud and he knew what the term escape meant, instead of sitting at the board, that says a lot for the board of Boeing too. It appears that all they do is sit around and do nothing. Because for a man in his position to be hesitant about what escape means, it would have been better off that he said rejection. But instead, he didn't know what it meant. And he said, our inspectors. People are finding in their inspection. That's if they still have inspectors. So this goes to you, Mr. Calhoun, and the board as well. Good Enough by Edward A. Guest. My son, beware of good enough. It isn't made of sterling stuff. It's something any man can do. It marks the many from the few. It has not merit to the eye. It's something any man can buy. Its name is but a sham and bluff, for it is never good enough. With good enough, the shirkers stop in every factory and shop. With good enough, the failures rest and lose to the men who give their best, like the workers at Boeing, who will suffer because of this, because of David Calhoun's management improprieties. He does not know what his job is and function. With good enough, the cars break down and men fall short of high renown. My son, remember and be wise. In good enough, disaster lies. With good enough, have ships been wrecked, the forward march of armies checked, great buildings burned and fortunes lost, nor can the world compute the cost. In life and money it is paid, because at good enough men stayed. Who stops at good enough shall find success has left him far behind. There is no good enough that's short, or what you can do and ought. The flaw which may escape the eye and temporarily get by shall weaken under the strain, a wrecked ship or car or plane. For this is true of men and stuff. Only the best is good enough. My name is Daryl Guberman, CEO of Guberman PMC LLC, a quality consulting firm here in Connecticut, and also a quality register that assists in the implementation and certification of ISO standards and their derivatives. 203-556-1493, and I thank you.